It'll be 3rd and goal from the 4. 3rd and goal. Hostetler back split. Fumble. Now let's see, did the Cowboys get it? Yes, they did.
Looks like it may have been Jeffcoat coming in from the backside. Well, I see Bates with the ball, but it looked like Jeffcoat, number 77.
It was Bates and Jeffcoat.
Left of your screen. Just keep your eyes to the left of your screen. There he is, 77 Jeffcoat comes inside, and then he makes a fumble recovery and then hands it over to Bill Bates. Let him show it off.
That's going to be the one negative for the Giants today. That is their 5th turnover, but they still lead by 24.
Working to be the best they can be. Teammates, sponsored by the U.S. Army. The pride of the Saints' tough defense is their outstanding linebacking core. Sam Mills, number 51, has been to the Pro Bowl twice in 4 seasons. Number 53, Vaughn Johnson, led the team in tackles last year. Number 56, Pat Swilling, tied with Ricky Jackson, number 57, for the team lead in sacks in 1988. 4 outstanding performers who, as teammates, are the Dome Patrol and the best they can be.
If you want to land a good job, you have to know what most employers want. Like how to motivate yourself, how to lead others, how to perform under pressure. You can learn all these things in the Army. So no matter what career you choose, you'll really be ready to take off.
If confession be good for the soul, then what is the priest's legal role? When it's a murder he's heard, yet vowed mum be the word, in a case where truth be the goal, murder she wrote. Then, she witnessed a murder, but there was no body.
I'm not crazy.
He was the cop that wanted to believe.
What the hell did she see?
A mysterious killer you'd never suspect. Leslie Ann Down and Robert Urich. Nightwalk, a world premiere movie, tonight.
7:14 remaining. Jim Jeffcoat, who in odd-numbered years in 85 and 87 scored touchdowns against the Giants in games here, has to settle for a fumble recovery on this one. He had his fumble return for a touchdown last week against the Redskins, but the Cowboys lost that one 30-7. They trail this one 30-6. Steve Walsh after the turnover, and the Cowboys start at their own 7-yard line. First down and 10. Up the middle, Walker out to the 10. Terry, you were making a point during the commercial break that it's a young team guided by 2 rookie quarterbacks, and they're really limited in what they can do offensively.
Yeah, you know, in talking to David Shuley, offensive coordinator of the Cowboys, and I asked him, put a percentage on what amount of offense you have in for these rookies, and he said the most is 35%. So they haven't even tapped their offense, and you know, and it's just impossible. Being a rookie quarterback and understanding it and starting as a rookie, I can understand it, because, man, you can't put a whole lot out there that just can't grasp it, especially when you don't have the supporting group. You don't have the talent around you.
Second down and 8. Walsh goes to the left side. That's incomplete. 20-yard line intended for Calvin Martin. Once again, let's find out what's going on elsewhere in the NFL. Here's Brent.
All right, Vern, the Los Angeles Rams bidding to keep their drive alive and come from behind. He hits Anderson, and watch Tom Homo. He stops him just inches short. The Rams have to punt it away. They're down by 2, 7:27 to go. Back to Vern and Terry.
Okay, Brent, in civvies, Troy Aikman with an injured, broken index finger on his left hand. And that happened in the first half, so he's out of uniform. And Steve Walsh has come in and taken his place. 3rd down and 8 now. Out of the shotgun. They'll have to hurry. They get the play snap. Walsh dodges out of traffic. Finds Herschel Walker. That's a first down out of the 35-yard line. Walsh to Walker. 26-yard gain. And it stops the clock with 6:16 remaining.
Well, the way this game started, I thought Walker might break a Cowboy rushing record for attempts anyway. At 11 in the first quarter alone, Vern, and now as I look up, he's got 24 rushes for 61 yards. So he had 49 at the end of the first quarter. So the last 3 quarters have not been very kind to him.
And of course, the Cowboys playing catch up now. Can't be expected to run it. 6:16 to go. First down and 10. Walsh back. Deep left side. Kelvin Martin incomplete. Greg Jackson defending, and so was Pepper Johnson, number 52. There's Jackson, one of 2 rookie defensive backs back there fighting for the spot. Myron Guyton and Jackson. Bring you up to date elsewhere around the league now. Washington wins as Morton Anderson missed a 37-yard field goal. I think it was 37 with 2:34 to go. Cleveland on the last play of the game nips Denver. Cincinnati in a tough fight with Kansas City before they win it. Houston romped over Miami. Second down and 10 here. The Cowboys trailing 30-6. Cover 2 deep, Barry tells me. See if Steve Walsh saw it, like Bradshaw saw it. Michael Irvin can't hang on. And he got popped pretty well. Adrian White hit him.
Adrian White defending for the Giants.
Cowboys #1 draft choice last year.
This Pepper Johnson, 52, looking right in at the quarterback. Notice he never takes his eye. Notice Johnson as Walsh turns to go to the right, how Pepper Johnson, 52, he ends up sliding to his left, which puts him right in front of the young quarterback Walsh. That tells me that naturally he's reading the eyes of the young quarterback. He says, if I follow his eyes, he's going to take me to where he's throwing it. Maybe I'll get a pick.
3 wide receivers in now. Pepper Johnson, who was a contract holdout and still is not back in as a starter. Walsh goes left side for Herschel Walker, and that's another Cowboy first down as he skips out of bounds at the 45. Watch Pepper Johnson again.
Yeah, the one thing Johnson was concerned about, he says, covering is no problem, but I haven't had the contact work. I haven't hit anybody. And I need to get in football, hitting football shape. This time he steps back and he just turns his back on the quarterback. He just has a zone. He turns inside to help someone out. Walker outside, first down.
Herschel Walker on the draw play, and that's a 9-yard gain as he gets up to the 46-yard line.
Now you see what good offense is. It's so easy to see it. Walker for a 5-yard catch, 15-yard gain. Walker for a 5-yard catch, 12-yard gain. Now they're playing soft, taking away Walker on the reception. Now Walker carries it 9 yards. So good offense. You see how one thing helps the other. The passing helps the run. And you got to have both of those. And there's just no consistency whatsoever with the Cowboy offense. Naturally, we're talking, 5.5 left in this game.
Second down and 1, Dallas. 24-point New York Giant lead, 30-6. Walker again. That'll be a first down. Should be. Yes, they'll move the chain. As Rob White, number 71, makes the tackle. Next Saturday on CBS, CFA college football action continues as Virginia goes to Death Valley to take on the Clemson Tigers in an ACC clash. That's live at 2:30 Eastern right here on CBS. You ever been to Death Valley?
No, never have. Sean Moore, quarterback, Virginia. You've been down there?
I have. I've had the pleasure of doing a broadcast.
I knew you didn't play in it.
No.
I knew you never played in it. One look at you tells me you never played it.
Whatever gave you a clue. It's a great place for college football, and let's be here on CBS next week. Here's Walker on a little swing pass, left side.
Clemson, Virginia, Danny Ford, mad. Got to be mad. They're a powerhouse. Everybody thought they might even finish in the top 5, being running for a national championship. And my gosh, you go up and play the Duke Blue Devils, a real powerhouse, and get beat. So they're going to be mad. And Virginia lost their opener at the Meadowlands to Notre Dame and won all the rest. So ought to be a dandy.
You bet. Second down here. The Cowboys trail with 4.5 to go in the ball game. Second down and 5 from the 40-yard line. I think they would just like to get a score and end this streak. Giants changed their defense, and Herschel Walker gets the handoff and runs into the back of his own man initially. And then Pepper Johnson makes the play. Pepper Johnson from Ohio State.
Pepper got that shoulder in there. Finally got some contact. There's the explosion inside, knocked off the, my gosh, he knocked off everything.
Herschel hit Nate Newton, may have knocked off a few pounds.
Really?
Which will get him under the limit. He was fine. Newton was that week, last week, for being overweight again.
Well, that's one way to get a coach's attention, you know, if you've lost your starting job, because if you lose your starting job, you don't get the big bucks at the end of the next contract. So you got to get the job back.
3rd and 5, 3:45 to go. Kelvin Martin starts left. Walsh across the middle. Kelvin Martin out of Boston College. He's got a Cowboy first down at the 23-yard line. Myron Guyton, number 29, catches up with him. A 15-yard gain. Pittsburgh makes it 2 in a row. Detroit is winless. And Minnesota rebounds. Wade Wilson replaced by Tommy Kramer. And Minnesota wins it. And Green Bay got 17 points in the 4th quarter to come from behind to beat Atlanta by 2. Packers playing pretty well. Buffalo wins over New England. Our score here 30-6 with 3 minutes to go. The Cowboys to go 0-4. The Giants to go 4-0. Blitz. Walker caught behind the line by Carl Banks.
Oh, the young rookie center, number 70, Strebnowski, standing. He just stood right there in that screen and had no idea what to do. As Walker caught the screen pass, Strebnowski's just standing still, and Walker gets set for, you know, gets knocked back for a loss. That's bad.
I could tell you weren't approval. You didn't approving.
Hard to approve that. You know, you get out there. Of course, the backs too have to holler, go, go. I know all that stuff too, but man, when you get outside as a lineman, you look forward to hitting somebody. He didn't hit anything.
Walsh, Walker, could be a touchdown. The streak is over. They've now scored in the second half. When you are 0-3 and about to go 0-4, you look for small jewels. There's also a Giant player injured back at the 38. 27-yard touchdown pass. Carl Banks is the injured Giant.
Banks, top left of your screen, coming in, gets just thrown to the ground or tackled, however you want to call it. I can't see exactly what happened, but Walker coming inside gets by Jackson, 47, and this guy has Olympic sprinter speed, and there's no way anyone's going to catch him. They're not going to be able to close the door on Walker, who smells a touchdown, first one in the second half of this season for the Cowboys.
Carl Banks walked off unassisted and sits on the bench holding his right hip. Steve Walsh has just thrown his first touchdown pass in the National Football League. And it goes to Herschel Walker. Ruzek is good with the extra point.
Well, even if you get your first touchdown pass, one of the really nice things that's going to help Walsh forget this lick is the touchdown that Walker did. You want to be a quarterback, you have to stand your ground. Walsh doesn't really stand his ground, but he gets popped pretty good in a little bounce. First thing you do also is you get the head around to see. There you go. Absolutely. Hey, not bad by Walsh. Look at these numbers. 13, 24, 121 yards.
191.
I mean, 191 yards, 2 interceptions, and 1 touchdown, but not bad.
It comes with 2:03 remaining in the ball game. Steve Folsom walking behind Steve Walsh. 30-13 is the score. Let's get another update. Back to New York. Here's Brent.
Well, Vern, the Rams are alive. This was 3rd and 10 for Jim Everett, and he hits Flipper Anderson. They went to the 2-minute warning. They've hit another pass. Now with 1:20 to go, the Rams are down to the 25. Lansford warming up his leg on the sideline. 1:06 to go. Back to Vern.
All right, Brent, we'll keep you posted on what's going on with the Rams and the 49ers. Only one of those teams will be undefeated when play is over today.
Well, that had to be a great game. 2 3-0 teams in the same division, don't like one another, both fighting for the California Coast. You got to have the California Coast title. So, had to be a great game, and it's lived up to it.
Roger Ruzek getting to apparently attempt the onside kick. Here's his. Now, he doesn't get the bounce that Michigan got in their game with UCLA. Wasn't that a great
That was the greatest onside kick I have ever seen. Stayed low all the way and really got to the player, bounced up in the air. Amazing.
2-minute warning.
There are 100 reasons to own a Mercedes-Benz. For John and me, it keeps coming down to just 2.
What's your first priority? Miss Crowley.
Well, I'm assuming there's product in the pipeline, so...
Assuming, Miss Crowley. Unfortunately, assuming doesn't feed the bulldog.
The top business schools prepare you for every eventuality you will ever encounter in the business world, except one, business travel. We've got that one covered. United. Come fly the friendly
How
skies.
can Miss Crowley's 3-person sales force stay on top of her far-flung enterprise?
So we really doing this?
We're gonna have a long time together.
Oh, I'm late. I gotta go.
Talk to you later. Over dinner.
When?
8.
8. Be there.
Bye.
This is why Allstate gives a 10% discount for cars with anti-lock brakes. We're the only major insurance company that does. Call Allstate.
30-13, Giants lead the Cowboys. They're on the verge of going 4-0 with Philadelphia and Washington coming up. And the Cowboys going 0-4 for the first time since 1963, when they lost their first 4 games and finished 4-10 for the year. Quarterback then, a guy named Meredith. The wide receiver, a guy named Frank Clark. And we've got 1:59 remaining now. Too Tall Jones. Buck Buchanan, been the equipment manager for the Cowboys since 1973 over in the left-hand side. And now the Giants bring it back to play. Try and run out the clock, the final 2 minutes here. First down. Ingram starts in motion. Jeff Hofstadler hands it off. Lewis Tillman, and he's out to the 49-yard line and stopped. Well, you may have thought that Terry Bradshaw gave up throwing a football when he got rid of his Pittsburgh Steelers uniform, but not necessarily. This was this week in New York. Bradshaw on the streets of New York. That is Regis Philbin instead of Lynn Swann. And that's Kathy Lee to the right. And look at this, 50 yards complete. And then Philbin does a stiff arm on the van, thinks he's Cosby, goes to a nice throw.
Oh, yeah. I tell you, it felt good, Vern.
Did it really?
Yeah, I enjoyed that. And Regis got pretty good hands. I was surprised for Notre Dame. He's pretty good hands.
Now, Greg Garrity thought he was the guy to catch your last pass.
That's right.
It's going to be Regis Philbin. That'll be wonderful. Nice form. Tillman, left side. Ooh, nice form there, too. Down to the 34-yard line. Bill Bates with the tackle.
Guys kind of caught me on that one.
We did. You didn't realize when you went out there and threw that. That was pretty, what, 40 yards?
I think it was about 70. 70, 75 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Into the wind.
Yeah. Philbin on a post pattern. Jimmy Johnson still looking for his first win. And he's got to go to Green Bay and face a very much improved Green Bay team next week. It doesn't get very easy for the Cowboys. First down, and they are not a very good football team. First down and 10. Tillman. And the clock is down to 16 seconds remaining in this ball game. So for the first time ever, the New York Giants have won back-to-back games at Texas Stadium. Bill Parcells once called this a house of voodoo. It's not anymore. Look at that. Keep your chin up. Nice gesture from Bill Parcells to Jimmy Johnson. And right now, let's go out to the West Coast, where Dick Stockton and Dan Fouts are on location, and the Rams are playing the 49ers. Here we go to Candlestick Park.
fans that have watched the Giants against the Dallas Cowboys, with the Giants winning today, the 49ers lead the Rams 12-10 with 5 seconds to go in the game, and Mike Lansford will attempt a 26-yard field goal to try to win it for LA right here. Dick Stockton and Dan Fouts, final second drama at Candlestick Park. The kick is good, and the Rams lead. The Rams lead at 13-12. Mike Lansford with a 26-yard field goal. How cool is Lansford, who's done this so many times down the stretch?
And notice the holder, Pete Holohan. He got him in position here. Perfect snap from McDonald. And Lansford, like a walk in the park. Nothing to it. 6 wins now for Lansford.
And John Robinson, who said if no one can beat the Niners, maybe we can. And he's cool on the sideline.
Well, this was a big test for the Rams. The only way you can judge your football team is by playing the best. Fortunately for the Rams, or unfortunately, they've got the best in their own division. Coming into this game, Robinson wasn't quite sure if his Rams were of the same level. I got to think that he's feeling pretty good about the chances for the Rams going on and winning the NFC West this year.
2 seconds remain in the game. The Rams won their first 4 games a year ago, had to settle for a wild card spot in the playoffs. The big play of this fourth quarter was a fumble by Tom Rathman of the 49ers when it looked as if the Niners were running out the clock to win by 2 points. And then the big catches by Holohan, 31 yards and then 16, set up the winning field goal.
The 49ers are in shock. They had the entire game in the palm of their hands. Montana was throwing the short passes over the middle, doing everything right in the pocket. Roger Craig had a big third and fourth quarter. The offensive line started to gel. They're marching the ball down the field. Then the fumble from Rathman, and the Rams come back and steal a win.
And that was the only turnover of the game. Don't forget, 60 minutes coming up next, except on the West Coast. Harry Sidney picks it up, laterals the ball to Flagler. But stepping out of bounds was Michael Walter, and that'll do it. The game is over, and the LA Rams have defeated the San Francisco 49ers in a battle of unbeatens, 13-12. On a field goal by Mike Lansford with 2 seconds remaining in the game.
Assume this is your underarm. This is the leading aerosol antiperspirant brand. When this cloud clears, I'll introduce you to a better aerosol. New Lady Speed Spray Antiperspirant. Watch. The leading aerosol sprays all over. New Lady Speed Spray has a patented formula that actually helps eliminate the aerosol cloud. Superior protection, and it puts its protection where you need it most. New Lady Speed Spray, the no cloud spray.
By Menon.
Over its life, a Motorcraft battery delivers enough energy to light up a small park, like Candlestick Park. Shouldn't you install that peace of mind? Motorcraft quality parts from Ford. A Motorcraft spark plug has to fire 500 times a minute. Over its life, that's a spark 5 miles long. Shouldn't you install that peace of mind? Motorcraft quality parts from Ford.
As a result of the victory, the Rams now lead the 49ers by a game. The Saints are 2 games behind the Rams, with Atlanta bringing up the rear as the LA Rams undisputed possession of first in the West. So for Dan Fouts, I'm Dick Stockton saying so long from Candlestick Park. The final score, the Rams 13, the 49ers 12. You've been watching CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League.
One airline works harder than any other to make sure that a good landing not only means getting you there on time, but landing your bag in your hand on time as well. United. Come fly the friendly skies.
When you look for champions, you look to CBS Sports.
baby. Where is she? That woman's life is in danger, damn it.
To survive in the street, sometimes you've got to expect the unexpected.
Baby?
Wolf, Tuesday.
This is CBS.
Here's some truly exciting news from Team Pontiac, announcing the 4.848 Grand Am. Team Pontiac proudly announces 4.8% APR GMAC 48-month financing on all new Grand Ams. This is no gimmick. That's 4.8%, not for just 24, but 48 months on the hot Pontiac Grand Am. Nobody, we repeat, nobody except Pontiac is offering 4.8 48-month financing, but it's only for a limited time. So hurry. Now that's excitement.
Today, we're singing out. The chemical reaction is moving into action. Come on, and dream the dream. The chemical difference will put you in the lead.
Whether you're looking for the human touch or the financial edge, come to Chemical.
We'll put you in the lead.
Chemical Bank, the human touch, the financial edge.
Couples addicted to sex on the next Herald.
The Bensonhurst section of Brooklyn is to its residents their neighborhood. But running through its heart is a border as clearly defined as any national boundary.
When we got a black kid on the team, 3 black kids on the team, and all of a sudden all the racial problems started, well, now I was in the middle of a fight.
Before the fight was over, Gerard Papa was beaten up and arrested, but that didn't stop him. Gerard has really made a difference here.
He did. He did. Unbelievable difference to the whole parish.
Delia Alanese says that her husband beat her from the time they were first married.
He will beat me in front of the kids, and he will actually make the kids watch me get beat up.
Sad to say, that's not unique. Hundreds of wives and mothers endure more or less the same kind of abuse. What's unique about this story is what Delia Alanese did about it.
There's a whole generation that grew up listening to Dick Gregory. And I don't know that you have the visibility today that you had before.
No, I don't.
But if he has anything to say about it, the nation will get to know him again through his fight to help the obese. Gregory says if we have programs to help drug addicts, we should be able to pass laws to help those who are equally addicted.
301.
I'm Mike Wallace. I'm Morley Safer.
I'm Harry Reasoner.
I'm Ed Bradley. Those stories and Andy Rooney tonight on 60 Minutes.
So this is McDonald's, America's meat and potatoes place. What's this?
Quarter pounder with cheese sandwich.
100% American beef?
You got it.
And this?
McDLT sandwich. Sizzling hot beef, fresh lettuce and tomato.
Only in America.
Only at McDonald's.
Potato sticks.
French fries, man!
A feast fit for a king. Good time, great day. America's meat and potatoes gives my mouth much happiness. Of McDonald's.
Hold out your finger, please.
In the last year or so, millions of people have decided to have their cholesterol checked. Many of them have also started eating healthier, including foods like Kellogg's Common Sense Oat Bran, with more oat bran than any leading ready-to-eat cereal. If you haven't tried either one of these things, we'd like to recommend them. There's at least one you'll really enjoy. Kellogg's Common Sense Oat Bran. To millions of people, it's the oat bran that makes sense.
If taking on New York City seems a hopeless task, this story will only confirm it. It's the story of Gerard Papa, a guy from Brooklyn who thought he could make his own neighborhood, Bensonhurst, just a little bit better. Bensonhurst has a history of racial violence. This past summer, a young black man walking through the wrong part of town was murdered by a group of white teenagers. The murder produced a string of the usual pieties by New York politicians: how action must be taken to reduce tension, how programs must be set up to bring blacks and whites together, etc., etc. Gerard Papa had been trying for years to do just that. The city did not take kindly to his efforts. The Bensonhurst section of Brooklyn is to its residents their neighborhood. But running through its heart is a border as clearly defined as any national boundary. The elevated tracks are Bensonhurst's Berlin Wall. On one side, the black projects, on the other, the white row houses. Here is entrenched an Italian, mostly Sicilian community, one that resents and resists change.
This table when I got married, and every week I dusted it with Pledge. Then I gave it to my daughter.
When I got married, and every week I dust it with Pledge.
For 30 years, it's had a beautiful shine, week after week.
Year after year, with no buildup. End dust just evaporates, leaving wood looking as dry and unprotected as before. But a Pledge shine protects beautifully. And when my daughter gets married...
Yeah, never.
With Pledge, dusting can be beautiful.
When sports cream, when arms are sore, when legs ache, when muscles hurt. Why sports cream? Massaging sports cream in brings fast pain relief. No medicine-y smell, no odor. Why sports cream? Because it works.
James Cook is an ex-Tums user.
Tums used to have a real chalky aftertaste.
Now he uses Tempo.
Tempo tastes good, and there's no gritty or chalky aftertaste. With Tempo, I get almost immediate relief.
Great tasting Tempo, a better way to get antacid relief.
There may be more out there than you know on the Ray Bradbury Theater. Then, suspicion is the dark side of love. Erin Gray stars in The Hitchhiker. The Ray Bradbury Theater and The Hitchhiker on USA. 2 all-new episodes tomorrow starting at 9:30, 8:30 Central.
Hi, I'm Caroline Schlitt, and if you have a pulse, you're eligible to watch Up the Academy on USA Up All Night.
Tomorrow at midnight.
The suspects were found guilty of burglary in the first degree, a felony which is punishable by imprisonment in the state prison for not less than 5 years.
You're watching USA, America's favorite cable network.
This is my daughter, Feather. Because of my...
Lately, I'd been thinking a lot about my own father, and I wondered if he was really everything I thought he was. But just before he died, he told me one thing which I'll never forget. Being alive is a whole lot better.
This is USA, America's favorite cable network.
If you have an allergy and take Sudafed, there's something you should know. Contact maximum strength caplets stop the sneezing and itchy eyes that Sudafed can't.
Gesundheit.
Until there's a cure, there's Contact.
This man is a dentist, which raises the question, what brand of toothbrush do dentists use? Oral-B. Oral-B, the toothbrush more dentists use.
Where's the best place in America to meet single girls and guys?
Right here on the phone at the Romance Connection, 1-900-909-8080.
Call anytime, 24 hours, and hear recorded messages from fun-loving singles. They describe themselves and leave their phone number so you can call them right away.
The Romance Connection, 1-900-909-8080. $2 for the first minute, 45 cents additional minutes.
The Romance Connection, where America's modern singles meet. Why wait? Call now.
I'm not a celebrity, and I'm not rich, but I had over 60 pounds to lose, and I was desperate. Then I discovered the Food for Life weight management system, and now I'm a size 6. Food for Life uses a liquid meal replacement, provides counseling, and, best of all, Food for Life has allowed me to keep my weight off for over 5 years. And it didn't cost me thousands, just $4 a day. Food for Life, for all the pounds you'd love to lose.
Are you a vampire?
He's not, but he is.
For you, there will be no sleep.
And she is.
You're feeling well this evening. Sorry to hear that.
A couple of vampires.
Come with me.
Are going to paint the town red.
Whatever you do, never bury yourself alive.
There's no life like nightlife.
Call this a bed?
A USA world premiere movie. Coming August 23rd.
This is the most disgusting display I've ever seen.
They're back. Porky's 2 the next day. On USA tomorrow at 9.
He was this time.
We put 1,000 cockroaches in this model house and this incredible new roach bait. Only new Raid Max attacks with sulfluramine. So powerful for every roach that takes the bait, up to 50 more can die in their nest. In 3 days, we removed the dead roaches and searched for survivors. All we saw was Raid Max. New Raid Max roach bait. When Max attacks, you win.
Hey, Commander USA here, ready to brave the elements to bring you my groovy movies. Like when there's a fruit fallout. Whoa! Oh, even volcanic eruptions and whoa, earthquakes, whoa! Oh, Lefty will brave vicious man-eating sharks. Whoa, hey, what's the cutest? Might have to cross a spooky swamp just to get to work.
Whatever it takes, Commander USA will deliver his groovy movies. On USA, Saturday at 1.
Lived in this area all your life?
Uh-huh.
Bet you fished a lot in all the creeks around here.
Lots.
Gorgeous scenery. Many must pass through here on their way to the Adirondacks.
Tons, but not for long.
And why is that?
They're proposing a landfill and garbage burning plant for this area.
That will sure change the look of things around here, huh?
Sure will. Please help us stop the land.
The uptown look, it's so easy at the Charlestown price.
Palm Beach, Van Heusen, Hush Puppy, Cherokee, London Fawn, Vassarette, Health Techs, Bass Campus. For 10 years, Charlestown has offered uptown names at 20 to 70% off nationally advertised prices. And you can look forward to many more years of getting the uptown look with the Charlestown price.
Get the uptown look, it's so easy at the Charlestown price.
1/3.
Oh, honey, don't come near me, please.
Oh, I can't. No, it's not a good idea.
Oh, no, baby, not right now, no.
Oh, sweetie, you don't want to get too close.
Till that sticky, pasty morning mouth film on your mouth, teeth, and gums is powered away with Scope. And the worst breath of the day is replaced with the best.
Kiss me.
What are you waiting for?
Let me kiss.
You may kiss me now.
Scope, the best thing first thing in the morning.
When sports scream, when arms are sore, when legs ache, when muscles hurt. Why sports scream? Massaging sports cream in brings fast pain relief. No medicine-y smell, no odor. Why sports cream? Because it works.
James Cook is an ex-Tums user.
Tums used to have a real chalky aftertaste.
Now he uses Tempo.
Tempo tastes good, and there's no gritty or chalky aftertaste. With Tempo, I get almost immediate relief.
Great tasting Tempo, a better way to get antacid relief.
Honey, what floor is this?
Out, please. Out, please.
Aren't you glad you used Dial?
Wait, go. Oh, press that button. No.
Don't you wish everybody did?
Did I do that?
Try Stain Stick from Spray and Wash. It goes on a tough stain today, and watch. Now I can put off washing till the end of the week.
Stain Stick from Spray and Wash for stains you thought would never come out.
They're cruel. They're cold-blooded. They're frightening femme fatales. Stephen King's Women of Horror. Then,
He's horribly burned. He has razors on his right hand. His name is Freddy Krueger.
go behind the scenes with the man of your dreams. USA's Nightmare on Elm Street. Right after Women of Horror on USA. Next Tuesday, starting at 9.
The heat.
Turn that up.